Gauteng Provincial Police Commissioner Deliwe de Lange has been pushed out of office. A video has emerged showing de Lange expressing shock over her imminent axing. And this is contrary to claims by the South African Police Service that she's taking early retirement. De Lange has been in the police service for 35 years. She is known for her no-nonsense approach and for boosting public confidence in the police. The South African Police Union has expressed shock over her pending departure. Her last day will be on the 29th of June.
I'm shocked by what, after 35 years service, serving the organization, loyal, and I was loyal and I was committed and dedicated to this. I was shocked. Even my family, everybody's shocked as to why. Because when you look at my performances, I started as a provincial commissioner. I did exceptionally well for my community in Gauteng. So, and at no stage was I approached by my employer about performance. So I'm shocked. I'm really shocked. And I don't, even now as I'm talking to you now, I don't know what is the reason for me for being removed from my post. I don't know.
And joining us on the line to discuss this further, we have General Secretary for the South African Police Union, Oscar Skomere. Good afternoon to you, and thank you so much for joining us. Just your initial reaction to what seems like constructive dismissal of a career policewoman.
Afternoon to you and to the viewers. Yes, like it has been said by a lady general herself, it was very shocking when we learned that she has been approached and requested to leave. And there are no details, there are no reasons provided as to why her. But when we sit and analyze that kind of an approach, we realize that from the other engagement, this thing, it has been coming. It's just that de Lange happens to be the first. We know for the fact that there is a problem with the head, with the top structure of the SAPS. Now, they cannot be targeting de Lange, and in particular a female general, we know, and without details. And the worst part, they are offering her a Section 35, which happens to be a golden handshake for her to leave the service while she's still performing. She was never called in to say you are underperforming. And if she's underperforming, the SAPS management supposed to have brought intervention into that environment. The worst part, they are going outside to look for people who have left the police. And when they were still the generals in the police, they never developed people to take over from what they have been doing if they are still regarded as experts, as strategists, people who really prevented a crime. These individuals were supposed to have developed the people so that when they are no longer with the police service, those coming behind them, they can be able to do that job. If they are now saying that de Lange must go, they're supposed to advertise the position so everybody can apply, because we are still saying as a union that there might be other people who are better than those who are now being head-handing outside the police service. The position must be advertised so that everybody we know can apply. But we are saying as a union that we are going to make sure we defend the general in whatever it takes so that she gets a fair treatment. Thank you.
All right, just stay with us, Oscar. Just in terms of, you're saying that there was no explanation from the police ministry, Begicele, or his office at least, that there is absolutely, in your view, no reason why Ms. Lange should not continue with her term. Why then would she be requested to leave at least 2 years prior to the expiry of her term?
That's exactly the point. And we must say that this is done by SAPS management. I don't think that the minister was well informed about this decision, which SAPS, in particular the General Setole, we know, engaged General de Lange. I don't think the minister at that point, he was aware. I might say he's only aware at the time when the union started to raise issues about the issue of the decision of the SAPS. And as far as we know, Minister Kele, he wants to be hands-on on issues. I think this one, SAPS did not inform him, because we also wanted to hear from him as to how this thing was done. And it was like, we know he does not have that information.
So how is the union then going to intervene if you're saying that this seems like a collective management decision, at least in Gauteng, that Lieutenant General Deliwe de Lange must vacate her office? As a matter of fact, that she's got until the 29th of June. How are you going to intervene in this matter?
We are moving forward. We have engaged the office of General Setole. Unfortunately, there was an agreement to meet with him sometimes next week, Tuesday. We are working on that arrangement. But we must say, as a union, that we are going to defend General de Lange for the mere fact that this is uncalled for. It constitutes constructive dismissal, because how then do you come and you then offer me this kind of an offer and say, no, you can leave your work, I'll pay you, without any dismissal, without any disciplinary if I've committed any mistake. And I must agree to what you're offering. If I'm not agree, you can't push me out. It's a matter which must be contested moving forward. Thank you.
Yeah, but are you able, I know it's early and you said you are intervening, you'll consult with the necessary structures, but are you confident that she may, in fact, be able to retain her position for the next 2 years?
Yeah, look, we will wait for the meeting of next week and find out as to what exactly is going to happen in that meeting. Whatever transpired there, we will then bring in the legal team of the union to take this matter forward. We will look into all the corners as to how best can we then deal with this issue moving forward. It's a legal matter, of course. We need to first engage the sub-management. As I indicated, we will be having this kind of an engagement Tuesday next week, and take it from there. If we are not agreeing to anything from that meeting, of course, we will be able to bring in the legal team to discuss way forward, and it's a legal matter. If we have to go to court and intervene, we will do that. But it's
all right, but is Lieutenant General de Lange herself willing to fight for the position? Because clearly they want her out. She's been given until the end of the month, offered an incentive. Is she willing to fight for this post?
Yeah, you heard on the clip, I think you played earlier the clip where she spoke herself as to what exactly has transpired. And that is what gives us the energy, we know, to bring the legal team to deal with her moving forward, because it was very clear from the clip that she was not giving details of her to leave the force. You heard it for herself. She was on the TV, and that is what gives us energy to can work with her, because she's saying, I was never told why must I leave. I was told to leave. And she then comes and says to the union, this is the situation. We say it can't be. Let's go into details and check as to what were the reasons for you to be the first one. We know, and that's what we picked up in that. We then request engagement with staff to understand in details as to what exactly are the reasons thereof for her to leave. That meeting I indicated it's going to take place next week. We're going to hear from there, and then from that meeting we'll then be able to bring together a team of legal advocates for the union to see how best then can we deal with that issue. And we are confident, of course, as a union, that it's a matter which it can be won by the union.
And is it possible that she uncovered corruption that possibly implicate the SAP's leadership in Gauteng, and maybe the reason why she's now being sidelined?
Yeah, no, of course, we will go into details. SAPU is not supporting corrupt officers. We will fight whatever is there to defend the De Lange on this issue, and we will fight further for those who will follow the Lange pattern, because we know that it might be De Lange now, but for the fact that they are seeming and they can't put a strategy, how are they going to deal with those 35 generals? We then said, you've got a bloated structure on top, and you keep producing generals, and you are still complaining about the current 35, but you are still promoting generals. How are you going to deal with that without approving the OD of the subs to say this is the structure which we want to have as a department moving forward? But you keep bringing people into a bloated structure. Now recently, people were promoted to be generals, and they are still complaining about the generals. It's unfair. We know that De Lange became a target when the OD is not as yet agreed and approved. And at the same time, they are promoting people to the general position. It's uncalled for.
All right, we'll follow the story very closely, Oscar, and keep us posted. But just before we let you go, let's go to another misdemeanor issue, at least at the Dobsonville Station commander, with the allegations of abuse and mistreating officers there, stripping them naked and accusing them of stealing from suspects. Give us the latest update there.
You know, that situation is very frustrating for the fact that these are some of the elements we used to see during apartheid. And if the current officers are doing the same, it means they don't belong in this current government. They don't belong in this current police officers. What has happened there, really, I'm not so sure how to explain it. But the current is that De Lange was to put up a team which includes herself to go and investigate this matter and to come back to us later today. We said that the station commander is not supposed to be there because these members are not going to be able to operate because they are traumatized by the station commander, who thought is a transformed station commander, where he stripped the members naked because there was an alleged complaint that these people have taken money while they were on their way to police station to detain the very same people. He stopped them and searched because an individual, somebody who's been accused, complained to the station commissioner because of their relationship. He then decided to strip off our own police officer naked and search them with understanding that he's going to find some money on them. And as we were doing that, he was told by other officers that no, this money, we have just counted this money, and this is the total we are receiving. This money is not shocking, and it can't be like that. So De Lange was to do investigation and then come back to us later today. We will then update you as to what is the current, but the union was outright to say that this is uncalled for. The commander must be removed from that section.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us. That's the General Secretary for the South African Police Union, Oscar Skomere, reflecting on the axing now of Lieutenant General Deliwe de Lange. She's been asked to vacate her office as of the 29th of June, and it seems that the union will intervene to ensure that she retains her position. We know now that she's also been allegedly offered an incentive, a golden handshake, for her to move from her office. That's where we'll leave that particular story.